Happy Saturday, BookTube. Welcome back. My name is Megan. I like to ramble about books. And that's what we're going to do this weekend because I have a weekend reading vlog lined up along with Barnes & Noble trip and then talking about those books that I'm reading. I just got out of a month-long reading slump. Yes, it's great. I'm really happy to be back to the books. But now I'm on my third book in a week, and it is called Frigid by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It is the palate cleanser book. Dual POV, best friends to lovers, just kind of romance book. Anyway, so I went from reading this little best friends to lovers, cute little romance book, you know, like she's in love with him and he's obsessed with her and blah, 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 to three masked men showing up outside of her house because I also started a dark romance book this weekend. So the dark romance book in question is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, and it's my first Penelope Douglas book. I tried Haunting Adeline. I soft DNF'd that. I will be returning to that book, so now I'm reading this one to get into dark romance books, and this is also the book club pick for one of the book clubs that I'm in. So yeah, the two tones of these books, very, very different, but those are the vibes of the weekend reading vlog. The two other books that I read this week were Iron Flame and Gallows Hill. Iron Flame, I think, is underhyped a little bit. I think it deserves more positivity than it gets. The other book that I read was Gallows Hill, which was a horror book, my first horror book. And I wanted to like the book so much, and it's kind of mixed emotions because for my first horror book, it didn't scare me away from horror books, which I'm happy about because I do want to expand my genre into thriller, mystery, horror books, all those things. But the ending was not my favorite part of the book, and so I feel like if you want to try getting into like the eerie horror books, fine, but the ending was not where I thought it was going to go. But regardless, I still want to read more from that author. I still want to read more horror books, and I actually have a horror book on my TBR that I'm going to prioritize that I want to pick up today. That these two characters, so they were going on a trip with their friends, and their friends were showing up later, except their friends couldn't get through the snowstorm, so now they're snowed in together. Like, of course that was gonna happen. Of course she's going to get snowed in with her best friend that she is secretly in love with, except he's also kind of falling for her, and it's a whole thing. So she was shoveling snow in the driveway, and this snowmobile, because it's a snowstorm, starts barreling down the road and doesn't see her. She gets hit by a snowmobile, and then Kyler, the MMC, said, "There's no way that guy didn't see you," and they both don't know who did it. Meanwhile, she just rejected one of the locals, and he was a jerk about it, and she just rejected a local. Like, that's crazy. That's actually insane. And she's fine, so it's like, she got hit by a snowmobile? What?
There are some plot twists that if you gave me 10 years to come up with plot twist, I wouldn't have thought of. It's a cozy winter spicy romance book with insane plot twists. Actually, I can see why she writes fantasy books now.
This book is wild plot twist. This is by no means a thriller book or anything like that, but I just read a thriller book, and this was the palate cleanser book, and there's mystery with this. And that's not the focus of the book, so like the mystery shows up and then kind of goes away, and I'm like, wait a minute. Food break from reading. I have about 100 pages left of Frigid, and I'm gonna make some mac and cheese and then finish the book. I literally just completed this book. If you're looking for a spicy, cozy winter read, this is the book. Under 300 pages, best friends to lovers. And it only got better the more that I read it. I didn't know what to expect. There were a lot of plot twists. I was like, where's this book going? And it was just such a good little rom-com with some mystery added to it, and very easy to visualize. I felt like I was watching a movie. I needed this to cleanse the palate between all the intense dark books I've been reading, and this did exactly that. So now I'm going to continue reading, and what time is it? 2:02. I'm going to be going to the bookstore really, really soon. I really like to use the app Fable, and right now we're at 3 out of 50 books for the reading goal. So that was my 3rd book of January. I'm going to read a little bit of the next book, which is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. This is the February book club bit, and so I'm not going to read all of it this week. Being fresh out of a reading slump means I'm literally ready to just be so in all these worlds. I just want to read all the books. Okay, so I'm in one of the flashback moments of Corrupt, and there's a song playing, and I want to play the song while I read this scene. So that was the song that was playing during that scene. I feel like it was a good song based on the tone of this book as a whole. So I really want to know what their group is, but honestly, I'm only 6% of the way into this book, and I do like this book. I do. Also, playing the song while reading that made it so much better. Like, having ambiance or, like, music that fits the theme of a book makes reading so much better. So I'm back from Barnes & Noble, so let me show you what books I got. First, Blood of Hercules. I am so excited about this. I've heard really good things from people, and also the artwork is actually so gorgeous. Are you kidding? Then I got Brutal Prince, which is a mafia romance, I'm pretty sure. It's not even 300 pages. Also, there's artwork in this. Look at that. There's artwork in the book. I love it. I love that. What an experience that'll be. Anyway, so I think I'm going to start this tonight, actually. I cannot wait. And then the next one I got is Dead of Winter, because I needed a really good horror book, so I'm really excited. Okay, where has this book been all my life? I'm in the middle of chapter 2 and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. This is my first Sophie Lark book. I love her writing style. I'm loving this book so far. I cannot put this book down. Why have I put this book off for so long? I don't know, but this is one of my favorite parts about reading, is when you find a new favorite author or a new favorite series. That is one of my favorite parts about being a reader, and I just had that moment, so I'm gonna get back to reading, but I needed to let you guys know that right now. So I'll see you with an update in a little bit. It is beating all my expectations. I like it way more than I thought I was going to like it. I went in pretty much blind. I didn't know the main trope of this, and I'm not going to tell you the main trope of it because I don't want it to spoil it, but I love it. That's that. Like, these two genuinely hate each other. Genuinely. It's not like enemies to lovers and then within their first time seeing each other, it's like now they're turning into falling for each other. It's like enemies to lovers, they're in the vicinity of each other. They don't care about the other. Like, true enemies to lovers. This book is so good. I literally always lose my bookmark. I set the bookmark down and disappears. Where did it go? I lost the bookmark. I have another bookmark now. I don't know where that bookmark went. This tea is literally so good. Let's talk about this book. I'm on chapter 10. It is so good. But this trope is one of the best tropes because this trope encompasses usually other tropes that just all circle together to be this one amazing trope. This follows Ada and Callum, and they're both from separate mafia families, and Callum is the heir in his family. Ada has 3 older brothers, and she is such a stabby FMC. Like, if you like the kind of FMC who is rough around the edges and just can throw back all the jabs, this is the girl. This might be the girl that I've met in a book, especially in a romance book, like outside of fantasy. I'm so excited to read more, so I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you guys in a little bit. If you don't want to know anything that happens in a book, go to this time here, because I need to talk about that scene. So basically, he is allergic to strawberries, and she found that out, and basically, without spoiling like too much, they end up kissing each other, and she ate strawberries. So he kissed her, and he said he said her lips and tongue taste sweet, tart and fresh, like something I haven't tasted in a very long time. Strawberries. I can already feel my tongue going numb. She literally, it's not a small allergic reaction. This dude might be unalived allergic reaction. Then the very next chapter is her saying that Callum spends the night in the emergency room. Ada is on a different level. She goes for revenge. She goes for not giving 0 Fs on a different level. That's actually wild. That's actually crazy. She might be the FMCs of all FMCs as far as being just unhinged. Thanks so much for watching the reading vlog. It was a really great weekend. I read multiple books, and honestly, all the books were really good, so very happy with that. So to wrap up, we had The Brutal Prince, Frigid, and then I started Corrupt, and I will continue reading that one this week. But thanks so much, and I hope you all had a great weekend.